seat.
Welcome to today's edition of the Online Business Platinum Podcast with Jeff Smith from HigherTrustMarketing.com and InfoMarketerZone.com. Hey everyone, glad to have you with us. Hope you guys are having an awesome summer so far. Listen, we just got back from what I would say is probably the vacation of a lifetime. My family and I took a couple of weeks and we went out to the Rocky Mountains in Western Canada, went all through Alberta and BC, did a lot of hiking, did a lot of nature trails, stayed at some kind of rustic cabins, stayed at some really nice resorts, fit in a lake holiday as well. It was really an incredible time, and I hope that you guys are able to recharge your batteries and get away and have the vacation that you're really looking for. You know, if I look back probably 15 years ago, there was no way I could take vacations like this. I was so busied out, you know, trying to earn a buck at work, and I couldn't afford any extra vacations and certainly couldn't afford to take 2 weeks off at a time. So, you know, it sort of got me thinking about, you really need to pay more attention when you set up a business or when you set up an entrepreneurial endeavor, whatever it is, whatever direction you want to go in life. You've really got to keep lifestyle in mind right up front. You know, if I look back on my life, I probably didn't do enough of that early on in my life. I didn't think about the lifestyle that I wanted. I just thought work. I'll work my way up the ladder, and at some point I'll have time for a lifestyle. But really, it did come, for any of you who have read Attract Greatness, which is a book that I wrote based on sort of my own background and my own struggles back in my mid-20s. You will know that I went through quite a health scare back in those times, and a lot of that was due to stress. A lot of it, you know, looking back, I didn't know it at the time, but a lot of it had to do with the career choice that I made, the stress that I was under, and you know, the entire body just about shut down. So, you know, it's so important. You know, if you're listening to this and you're in your teens, if you're listening to this and you're in your 20s, if you're listening to this and you're in your 30s, it's so important that you make changes now that will impact your lifestyle in the coming months and years ahead. Don't put it off. Don't wait, because you know, now as I see when I did change things, the big change that did happen, and what we were able to bring about in our lives, it's so incredible. I can't believe that I put it off for as long as I did. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a super holiday. I hope you do have a time to tune into this. It's going to be an interesting, I think, session, because we're going to cover, usually we cover 2 or 3 topics. Today, I'm going to cover just one. I'm going to talk about what is really required to start and ramp up your online business. So for all, and this is going to be applicable to all of you who are just, you know, getting to know the topic. You're just investigating, how do I start an internet business? You know, some of you may have existing brick and mortar businesses you want to take online and start marketing online. Many of you may have taken a stab. You may have tried affiliate marketing. You may have a blog. You may have tried your own business online, or may in fact even have one, but you don't. It's not sort of chugging on all cylinders like you'd like it to be. So we're going to put a little bit into this for everyone. I'm going to talk about this obviously based on my decade of online experience in building several businesses online, but also from the literally hundreds of people that I've coached in that time frame, who all have different types of businesses, and they've taken different paths, but have achieved the same outcome. And I'm going to talk a little bit about, I'm going to share with you a little bit about as well, why some of those people didn't make it and why others did make it, and the important pieces. So I think this will be valuable. Probably one you want to take some notes on. So if you have some note paper, or just, you know, take notes on your mobile device. But it is important, because we're going to cover 6 aspects of building a business online. Now, a lot of this is covered over at InfoMarketerZone.com, and that's actually, you know, this becomes the basis for the structure of how we help people through the membership site and with coaching. But let's go ahead and start with number 1. First of all, you need to know how it works. You need to understand, before you can build anything, before you can enter anything or aspire to build something, you need to understand how it actually operates. You know, what it is that you're going to be doing. And what's really important there is not to know all the tactics and strategies, etc. It's really important that you know the business models And there are only a few. The business models really are selling your own products and services. And that could be anything from information products to your own licensed product. It's a physical product or a service. Or it is selling other people's products. That's sort of affiliate marketing, right? Many of you know that, where you're selling and referring people to other products and getting paid a commission. Or there's advertising-based revenues where you're bringing eyeballs to your site and you're making money off advertising. Those are really the only three ways, or the key three ways, that you end up making money online. And pretty much everything, there are many, many different, obviously, aspects to that within each of those, but they all fall within either the product, service, selling other people's products, or affiliate marketing, earning commissions, and even things like finder's fees, as well as making ad revenue. So you need to understand sort of a little bit more about those. So, how each one of those works, what the options are within each one, what kind of products can you sell, what kind of services can you sell, and look at how people are doing it successfully. But understand the monetization part of it first, because you need to pick one of those, at least to begin with. Now, many of us earn money off all three of those, but we didn't start that way. Most people started earning money one way or another. It may be a blogger who started based on his audience, making money off advertising, and then he moved into writing a book and selling his own products and selling coaching, etc. But typically, or selling affiliate products on the back end. But people typically start with one, and it's a good idea to start with one in mind, one that you really, that hits you in the gut, that feels good to you, one that you think you can do for, say, 3 to 6 months to get things rolling, and one that you think lends itself to your skills and your capabilities. Okay, so once you've done that, number 2 in starting your own online business is to understand your own mindset and understand specifically where the drive is coming through to start your business. So many people I talk to, they've got a half-hearted desire to start a business. They really think they should, or they think that they're going to get wealthy, they're going to get rich overnight, and so that's the motivation. Or they think it would just be nice to have another stream of income to pay a few bills here and there. Well, all of these are not enough. What you really need is you need something really big. You need something that's going to drive you. What drives me and what drove me to get into this space in the first place was 2 things. Number 1, I never again wanted to be beholden to an owner of a company, my fate, my security, my capabilities, how I use my energy, how I'm compensated for my energy. I never wanted that, again, to be in the hands of someone else. And that comes from very real experiences in my past, where I was burned in the past for giving a lot and never getting anything back, and actually being treated unfairly in early positions. And that taught me not to ever rely on somebody. So it's a tremendous emotional pain that I turned into a motivation to be able to start my business. And that's the kind of really deep-seated stuff you need to succeed. It's not going to be done based on wanting to earn an extra $1,000 a month, or thinking that it's cool to get into, learn a little bit more about internet marketing or make it rich overnight. Those things aren't going to motivate you day in and day out to actually build your business. What you need is to find that deep-seated desire where you have to succeed. There is no other way. And you're going to do this. And so you have to get after that big why. The first week inside InfoMarketerZone.com, when we take people through the 6-week advanced program, the Fast Track program, is all about getting in tune with their motivations. Most people have these, they just haven't really, they're not leveraging them to the greatest degree. Okay, so you've got to find yours. Now, the third thing you want to do then is to identify a market and an opportunity that you want to begin with. And so you hear a lot about, pick your niche market. Well, that's fine. The thing is, you've got to pick a market based on the customers that you want to serve. Who is it that you want to serve? What kind of people do you want to help with your products or services? And you have to enter a business that way. If you want to be tremendously successful, you have to 110% believe in your product. You have to believe that it's helping the people in your marketplace. And so you really want to focus in on that market, who they are, what they're struggling with, and how you can help them. And you want that to be something that you can live with for the next sort of 12 to 36 months, right? Ideally 3 years. to build a strong enterprise business that you can then have a choice. You can have options at that point to maybe get rid of it. You can sell it. You can license it to someone else. But you need to live, breathe this type of business for at least 3 years. Okay, so number 4, once you've done that, once you've figured out what that niche market, and by the way, the opportunity is really the key part within there. And don't be scared by markets seeming to be too competitive, because you know there are all kinds of ways. You have to have confidence in your ability to outmarket sort of 99% of the people that are there, because in any given marketplace, there's the 99% that don't really do a good job of marketing. There's a 1% that do. You want to be that 1%, and you'll take your portion if you can get into that 1%. In terms of understanding the principles of marketing. Now, number 4, the next thing you need to be able to do is get attention, and you need to understand how are you going to get attention. There's a couple of things wrapped up here. Number 1, what is your story going to be? What story are you going to take to the marketplace that's going to capture the attention, interest of the market that you've chosen in the previous step? So let's say you've gone after weight loss, and you understand that most people want to lose weight, not necessarily to lose weight or even to be healthy. They want to lose weight because they want to look better. And so you've targeted a specific demographic of people who want to look better through losing weight. And now what you need to be able to do is go out and get their attention. So how do you do that? Well, you're going to want to pick your avenue. There's different ways you can publish a lot of written content on blogs. You can, if you aspire to video, then you can do videos and get a lot of attention that way. If you aspire to streaming videos where you do kind of online seminars each week, then you can do it that way. If you aspire to audio, then you can do podcasts like this and supplement it with some videos and text. But you've got to find your key communication method that you're going to be able to bring to the market effectively. Now, you've got to have a bit of objectivity here, because it's not just the one you want to do, it's also the one that you're good at. So think back, are you better, dealing with people verbally? Are you dynamic on video? Are you somebody who enjoys writing and can communicate well with people, based on writing? What are the methods that you're going to be most effective in terms of getting attention and interest from your marketplace? And if you don't have one, you're going to have to cultivate one or partner with somebody who does have strengths in that area. Okay, so if you have any questions on that, hit me up at Higher Trust on Twitter. You'll find us on Facebook, Facebook.com/Higher Trust Marketing. Love to have you follow us. But if you have any questions on any of these, I want you to ask on those platforms, because we can delve in and answer any specific questions you might have. So once you've been able to come up with a plan for getting their attention and interest and sort of building a community, building a following, the 5th thing you want to do is you need to know how to convert. And that's really what marketing's all about. It's the front half of it's getting the attention and interest. The second half is getting the action. And this is all about things like sales funnel, understanding the basics of sales funnels, understanding mini conversions along the path. How do you get somebody to engage with you? And then how do you get somebody to sign up to a list to be able that you can capture more of their attention? And then how do you get someone to move from being on your list to buying your first product? And then how do you get someone to move into buying a higher end product? And then how do you get somebody to be a testimonial for you, a word of mouth marketer, so you can take them right through and then be a customer for life, and as well as a champion for life? So all of that is key to understand if you're going to do business online. Now, I venture to guess that many of you who are listening to this that may already have their business, that's the piece you're struggling with. And you do have to become an expert on that over time, but really start to put the principles, think in terms of gates of conversion. Think about mini steps in conversion. It's not just a customer to a sale. It's a customer to an engagement, a customer to a list, a customer to an initial sale, low-cost sale, a customer to a higher-end sale. So think in terms of mini conversions and map it out. Actually map it out. That's what we do with our prospects inside Info Marketer Zone, to be able to map out the whole sales funnel. And then once you're done all of that and you're starting to get a handle on the sales funnel, and you're starting to get some conversions and you're starting to see some sales come through, the next major factor, this is one that most people ignore except for those that move from 6 figures into 7 and 8 figures, is to know how to scale it, first of all, in terms of products and in terms of ramping up the marketing, but also how to scale it into a full enterprise. And that means going maybe a little bit further into hiring at least freelancers to help you out. And many of you may already do that today. And it may even mean, I shouldn't say may, it will mean hiring initial employees. And that, you have to identify what is your strength in that scenario. Are you going to be running this, and how do you fill in for your weaknesses that you have with some, you can go out and hire employees for that. Maybe it's in the technical side of things, or maybe it is in the conversion side, and you need somebody that's an expert copywriter and you hire them on for a while. It might be a student on the copywriting side. Or maybe it's operational and you need somebody to sort of keep it all together and sort of organize you because you're scattered and you're not getting anything done because you're starting and stopping. And, so you really have to identify, a lot of the 7 and 8 figure earners that, I happen to know and work with, they've had to go through this process, very painful process at times, where they have to look at what are they not good at, and then they have to fill in those gaps in order to build larger enterprises. But make no mistake, you will need to build a larger enterprise. You cannot build a 7 and 8 figure business, the vast majority of people anyway, based on a single solopreneur model. So you may as well get that out of your head right now. What you really need to be building and aspiring to is a small, very focused, but powerful enterprise of employees that you want to build. And that's the way you build equity and value in your business, so that you have all kinds of exit options 2 to 3 years down the road. That company, you put systems in place, that company can run with or without you. And at that point, you can actually sell your company and you can exit, and you've got all kinds of options. If you don't do that, it's completely dependent on you. And then you have no retirement fund. You have no ability to exit out of that business because it's so dependent on you. And so what you've built is a really cool, high-paying job as an entrepreneur, but you still haven't built an enterprise or a business because you can't sell it as an entity and get out of that business. So you need to be thinking of things as an enterprise. Okay, so that's the 6 steps. So just to repeat them. Number 1, you need to understand how the business models work. How does online business work? And if you don't understand that, then it's pretty hard to build it. Number 2, you need to understand what's that big why it's going to motivate you to stick with this for the next 1 to 3 years, no matter how that business does, as you learn the ropes and as you build up your capabilities and your income. Number 3, you need to identify the market and the opportunity within that market. Number 4, you need to begin to get attention and notice, understand how to get attention online in a very busy space, and what your particular communication method's going to be that gets that gets you the most attention for the bang for the buck, for the amount of time that you spend. Number 5, you need to know how to convert those customers. You need to understand sales funnels. You need to understand how to convert an operational side of how to convert customers from one step to another, leads from one step to another until they become customers. And then number 6, you need to understand how to scale that business to an enterprise so that you can take all of the work that you put into number 1 to 5 and cash in at one day where you may want to unload the business, or you may want to hand it to someone else, maybe within your family, or you may want to get rid of it outright and cash out. So all of that is critical for building the business. I'm really interested what you guys have to say about this, and any questions you guys might have, hit me up on Twitter at Hire Trust, and you can just post your questions there. I'll see them on Twitter. I follow it daily, hourly. You can find us on Facebook at Facebook.com/Hire Trust Marketing. We'd love to have you follow us there. We put up a lot of content, a lot of videos that can help you on your path. And ask your questions. Get them answered, because we'll answer them on future shows. We'll answer you right in the social networks themselves. Make sure that you have everything you need to get going and move ahead with your dreams in terms of building an online business. Anyone can do it, but most people are not willing to do what it takes to do it. And so that's what this is all about, is being open to learning, being open to hearing from other people who have done it before, so that you don't have to make those same mistakes, and you can learn the ropes really quickly and not get frustrated as you build your business. Okay, so I hope you guys are having an awesome summer so far. Thanks for taking time out. I hope this was worth it. Leave a comment also over at our blog. It's highertrustmarketing.com/podcast is where you'll see all of our podcast editions, all of our blog content, and a whole lot of other free content that we post daily up there that will help you get ahead in your own online business. Once again, thanks for joining us for today. It's Jeff Smith from highertrustmarketing.com and infomarketerzone.com. Until the next episode, you guys be great.